On May 12, 2008, at exactly 2:28 p.m., life in China's Sichuan province changed forever. It was an ordinary afternoon. Children were in school, workers in factories, families preparing dinner. The sky was calm. There were no warnings, no tremors, no signs. And then the earth roared. The shaking started suddenly, violently. In just 90 seconds, entire cities crumbled.
The Sichuan Earthquake, as it came to be known, struck with a magnitude of 7.9. Its epicenter was deep in the mountains of Sichuan County, but its force, its fury, rippled across hundreds of kilometers, from rural villages to modern skyscrapers in Chengdu. Buildings folded in on themselves like paper. Roads cracked open. Mountains collapsed, triggering landslides that swallowed entire towns. But the worst horror lay in the schools. In towns like Beichuan, Dujianyan, and Mianzhu, dozens of school buildings collapsed instantly, burying thousands of children under tons of concrete and steel. Parents clawed through the rubble with bare hands, screaming their children's names. What they found were tiny shoes, broken desks, and silence. More than 87,000 people were killed, over 370,000 injured, 5 million left homeless, whole families were wiped out, generations gone in a breath. And yet, amidst the devastation, something powerful rose.
The Chinese people, often divided by region, by class, by politics, came together. Rescue teams from across the nation poured into Sichuan. Soldiers formed human chains to pull survivors from the debris. Volunteers brought food, water, medicine, and hope. Foreign aid streamed in. Doctors from Japan, Russia, and even the United States landed in Chengdu. Entire towns became emergency hospitals. There were miracles, too. A 3-year-old girl pulled from the rubble after 72 hours, her tiny hand still holding her mother's wedding ring. A school teacher found alive after 4 days, sheltering 3 of her students under a broken table. A pregnant woman, rescued after being trapped for nearly a week, she named her child Hope.
But the earthquake also raised questions. Why did so many schools collapse while nearby buildings stood? Why were some public structures reduced to dust while government offices remained intact? Parents demanded answers. Were construction codes ignored? Were buildings rushed? Some called them tofu drag projects. Cheap, unstable, corrupt. Protests broke out. Mourning turned to anger, but in a tightly controlled society, those voices were soon silenced. Still, the memories remained. So did the grief. Entire towns like Beichuan were declared uninhabitable, rebuilt from scratch miles away. Memorials were erected, names were carved in stone, and yet for many closure never came. The Sichuan earthquake wasn't just a natural disaster, it was a national wound. But from that pain came resilience. New schools were built stronger, early warning systems were upgraded, and in the hearts of survivors, the names of the lost live on.
Today, if you walk through the ruins of Beichuan Uno preserved as a memorial, you can still see the broken clock, frozen at 2:28. Still hear the wind blowing through collapsed dormitories. Still feel the weight of a single devastating moment when time stood still. The mountains of Sichuan were strong, but on that day even they could not hold back the earth. And so we remember, the shaking stopped, the dust settled, but the sorrow never left.